Not that bitch's location. That bitch is claiming my property. While we're on the topic, the bitch is claiming my property. I come outside, it's all over my back door. Now, mind you, I just sprayed, okay? Oh, my camera went off suddenly. I wonder if it's going to actually take a picture of me. Anyways, the motherfuckers had bugs all over my back motherfucking, like, not the door, but the ironing, okay? Including a slug. I didn't see a slug once last year. So they're calling me the nasty bitch and applying this nasty shit, like even in the front of my house where I've sprayed the perimeter and stuff like that. And I'm talking about these motherfuckers aren't having these issues and they did no type of upkeep. So that means like when they walk through their fucking grass, they're not getting a flux, like a big, like flocks of big mosquitoes. And that's what's happening to me when I walk through my yard. Like you see all these flocks and flocks and flocks of mosquitoes coming out the motherfucking grass. And they just put me further away from my house and back at her place. Let's see what this camera is doing. And now they're trying to dirty up these white house shoes that I have on. The ground ain't soiled, but I just felt them seeping some moisture into them. See how it keeps saying that it's preparing, and before these did this and I refreshed, that went on for like about 4 or 5 minutes. It kept saying that it was preparing a photo stitch. It's not capturing me back here because they come and they hang out near this fence to claim that my door is their door. And on the government's end, when the government is doing this, they're not showing that that fence is there. But they're not calling my property either. I think I locked my front door, so it wouldn't do me any good to try to move around the front. Let's go around the front of the house anyhow and see what happens. They still got my front camera fucked up. I just came back from spending some money, so you know they was chasing that. When the white boy pulled off, he'd have hung out at her place all day. When he pulled off, he'd have tried to blast his music to claim he me. Oh, want to see my lights? How nice they look. I don't know if this is going to really show up, but we'll try. Hold on. Turn this up one time. Oh, you can see them against my house. You see them running motherfucking dummies with Christmas lights on? It is March 12th, be the 13th. I'm going to get back a little further. I'm going to get back by this pine tree over here. Covert stunts. Every year, more and more of them are starting to do it. But that's the side. We should be watching this damn dot. Let's see where the dot at. Look, got me all the way across the street. That is my address. And it's not quite across the street. I'm walking parallel in the street against the edge of my property. Okay, so that's that street light over there. That's front. down. I'm going to try to capitalize with this video and do the thing that I've been meaning to do with the location. And not this type of thing like location lies. This is more so about the distance that they're claiming that I'm not traveling while they continue to attack my vehicle. So I'm going to just show in each direction how far travel is. Okay. And this is along the back of my property. Oh my goodness, y'all. I just look a fucking armadillo. And he just sitting there being still. Look, he triggered the light. That shiny ass coat. I gotta block that hole. Well, I don't need to go over there now. Why was he sitting there being quiet like that? He always do that shit. I got like within a foot or two of him. Down here snacking on bugs and shit. I don't mind that part. But I do mind you letting me get that close before you move. Okay. This doorbell thing, y'all. Let's see. That camera did just trigger. That light triggered. Did the doorbell trigger? No, it did not. You can hear it. Everything. I wonder if I want to keep it positioned right there. I think that's the best spot for it. You ain't preparing shit. Fucking liars. Calling me these nasty motherfuckers, steady attacking my skin and shit. And trying to fucking take shackles off of them. They ain't breaking out like they used to. They ain't walking like they used to. They ain't having a pain like they used to. They motherfucking teeth ain't falling out like they used to. Motherfuckers ain't looking at them like they used to. Acting like you don't smell as fucking bad as you used to. Acting like you don't keep your motherfucking place as nasty as you used to. Acting like you cooking you never used to. Acting like you shower and you never used to. Look, I don't have time to give this tonight. Something you should know. And I'm just going to do this before I go into the other part of this video. Because I am a little pressed for time. Last night, I decided that I wasn't going to drink anymore. And it might end up being like a forever thing. You know, some really like some really tempting things are about to be like offered. And I don't think, I mean, maybe in a setting by myself occasionally, but it looks like it'll turn into a forever thing. The smoking thing is a forever thing. Like, I don't smoke. And since I've gotten away from some of those main things, I don't get the craving to like they were giving it to me before from claiming that I were them. Like, I'm getting this respiratory attack. So they put this heavy black box feeling, tight feeling on my chest and back. And as soon as I said I wasn't going to drink anymore last night. When I woke up today, that it was different immediately. They were talking about how they used the liquor. They said every night when they poisoned me, they used the liquor to convert it into things that were similar to other to drugs. So they were acting like I was all these things, claiming that I did the things that they do. And it's like, it's similar to the Upland Avenue thing. Like, those motherfuckers, a lot of them weren't drinking, especially the white girls. And then to try to claim that they were me and pin their drug behavior on me, they started drinking. Okay? And they would make sure they put it in my ear. Okay? I told you the blending space thing. What falls on my ears is always part of like street theater and stuff like that. That's always part of lying about who's who. And I'll just leave it at that for now. So yeah, I was sitting here last night and I was having a drink, okay? And I'm like thinking, like critically thinking about the entire situation. Like, and it was the whole, it was like, it was the whole, so it, and now let me speak. They're attacking my brain. Give me a moment. For me, it was when I really was able, like, to connect the dots. So it's like some of the literature, the things I've been reading lately, some of the things I've been watching lately, introduced things that I knew before. Like, it reintroduced those things. It brought it back up. So those things that were being blocked and suppressed, it brought those things back to the surface. And now I had that information available to me. And I factored all that in. And I realized how dangerous these motherfuckers really are, and how the liquor was allowing them to pull off some unbelievable shit. And I decided no more. So yeah, about this location thing now. I'm inside the room they try to claim the most. Look, where they got me. Way over there somewhere. And they acting like they about to move. You can run, but you can't hide. This shit is about to get out. So, and the house next to it, they call my high school, they call it Central Howard. So, from my home, and I'm going to go in every direction, okay? Well, I'm not going to go towards Kanawha because I never go out towards Kanawha. I've only been that way one time. And it was to go to the post office to do a verification for my informed delivery. Okay, so we're going to do something like Dollar Tree in Shawnee, Oklahoma. Now, look, originally, when you'll see two things in previous videos, and they're older. You know, the entire time I'm talking about up until the time that I got to Oklahoma, okay? So you'll see me talk about, you know, it's like 30 minutes. And then you see me change that to like 20, 25 minutes. I went against my better judgment. So it was my education or knowledge, you know, of driving. I know that you can cover a mile at 65 miles per hour per minute, okay? You know, I've spent a lot of time on the road. And so I was factoring that in and not factoring in, like, once I got past there, because, and this was like, it's not that big of a deal, but I'm just telling you where the change came from. I was like, man, this is like 40 minutes to here, and then another 25 to OKC. And then I was like, I started going by the mile thing, that the little green sign. I was like, you know, 22 miles, okay, roughly 25 minutes. Boom, that's where I got that from. And it wasn't factoring everything in. You got to think, Tecumseh, like, as soon as you hit Tecumseh off of 177, you pretty much hit Shawnee too. Okay, it's a matter of making a turn. So, all right. This one is the one that I normally go to. It can't, and this is because traffic's light right now, okay? Like, it's probably like little to no traffic on 177. But normally I get 40 minutes. Recently I was getting 40 minutes. We're going to go in the opposite direction. So you see Kanawha over here. I never go this way. I do go this way, like through Wanetta, to go to Purcell. And I go this way to go to Ada. There it is. Okay, so boom. That's that one. We're going to do Walmart and Ada. There's no Walmart in Asher where I am. Okay. 30 that way. And now we're going to do Walmart and Purcell. And the only reason I don't go to OKC as like pretty much at all anymore. And you know, like I wasn't going to any of these nearby places. I was going every time I left home, I was going to the city. Okay. But they kept tearing my tires up. $35 minutes. So 30-40 minutes in any direction. I think that there's something over here. Wait, I think, because I've been wanting to go check this one out. And it's sad when that's the deal. There's no Target in Shawnee. I wonder if there's one over here. So when I come up this way and I come off 1259 17, I think it's in Spurla. Byers, Rosedale, Wayne. No. Is it Stratford? No, that's a small town. But they might have. Let's see, what do they have there? Cow Kickers. Never heard of that. And Double A Food. Grocery store. Henkel Produce Fried Pies. Bank. Tire shop. Easy Mart. Man, oh, I left one out. I got another place to check. It's Seminole. You see how they blocked it? I seen Easy Mart and remembered that when I go to Seminole, there's an Easy Mart there, and I didn't even know there was one until like the last time I went. It was like I was paying attention to the Freemason sign and noticed that it was a. Anyways, don't none of that matter. They have one. Remember, when I was on Upland Avenue, I was a 3-minute walk from Easy Mart that was right across the street. So from Upland, cross the street, cross Grant Street. That was that little corner store that I wouldn't go to because they were using it to manipulate reality, using him, it, and her. D Crunchy, with her stinking ass. So let's see. Asher Ada, I think it's Sulphur. I think it's Sulphur, where the other one is. Yep, that's it. How far to it? 40 minutes. So what else is there? It's mostly just a residential area, it looks like. Yep. Okay, so Seminole. You know, I was trying to find a way around. I was going to end up coming through Maud, which is a real little bitty town, but that was the first place I have a fond memory of passing through there. They're starting to attack my back. They got mad when I said that. So yeah, I never take this route or this route. I take this route. Interesting. But I knew it had to be back way. I think at the liquor store I was talking to somebody about that. So yeah, those are the 3 or 4 directions I go in. Let's see, we're gonna do Tinker. Near Tinker Air Force Base. And this isn't the one that I normally go to. I don't normally go to the one on Sooner. Occasionally I end up there. Right now, a female agent is yelling at the top of her lungs. She says she be talking about them motherfuckers like they not able to do nothing with her because they weren't. And they've painted it, obviously, since I've left. No different than they were painting it while I was there until I show up. How far am I from Akron, Ohio, y'all? So, you know, I went to Ohio recently, but I went to Copley, Ohio. I did not go to Akron. I did not see anyone that I know, and I did not see any of my relatives. I avoided the city on purpose. So 16 hours, 15, 16 hours. I'm always trying to see what's parallel, but I can't flip this globe up enough. It won't let me like flip it completely around. But I think it's parallel. No, that would be somewhere in Asia. Yep. Somewhere in Asia. Somewhere in... That's interesting too. That's not what I thought. He used to know a guy, Abdul Sanford. He was a drill sergeant. And like most of the insight that I got about Saudi Arabia was from him. This is where I was planning on going. Like 2012, 13. I never made it. KLC. Shut up, raggedy dummy. She said that if I don't stop talking to them like that she's not going to let these images come in. I didn't tilt it. I didn't mean to tilt it, and now I don't know how to get it back from the tilt. So, how do you? Oh, boom. He said that's enough of me. I think that's where a lot of the like real witchcraft type stuff started. Or if nothing else, is it things were done and happened. Like like on the federal government's end, that they couldn't come back from, if that makes any sense. So they had to press forward, and it turned into all this. This is the airport I flew into from Amsterdam. It seems like it's changed a lot. We all know why. Okay, so Antibes, Kampala. That's weird. That's not how. Something's missing. And I just saw it too. I'm like, anyways, enough of that. But yeah, so you saw how far. Look, Zoo is letting these images come in now. You saw how far and we ain't talking 2 miles or nothing, you know, like 2 miles to and from. But that's, I was doing like an hour, 15 minutes to and from every time I left. And they just reduced that by like a whole 30, 40 minutes. And it's 30 to 40 minutes wherever I go. And it had a whole lot to do with speed limit. The speed limit I was able to do once I got near the city conflicted with the type of identities they were calling me.